Hey there, guys. It's the 80K Trapper. Shaved my head. I've got a receding hairline, so it's not a stylistic choice. I just figured if I'm gonna go bald, I might as well get used to the way I will look for the rest of my life. But I got some hair treatment I'm gonna try out and see if we can get a clean slate to get it to grow in right. I'm just talking about it because it's new to me. It's very new. It feels weird. But anyway, I'm out here on the water. It's been very cold. It's frozen in here. This is just a little bay. And there's a lot of red foxes in here. There's also coyotes in here. And there's a stump. You know, I always knew about this stump. I saw it in the summer. And then one day I was trapping in here. I had traps up in the woods in a little trail, and I noticed tracks, and like all the predators were coming to this stump and peeing on it. Let me get a better view. It's just like the only prominent little stump that comes up out of the frozen water. And you know, it was tricky because the wind blows so hard here that all the tracks get covered and you can't even really tell if anything was here. Like all this stuff that I just made a mess of adjusting my sets, tomorrow when I come, it will be smoothed right over. So it's kind of a cool spot to make a set because the way the wind blows, you know, if you cover the traps, they'll stay covered. And I've got 3 traps around it. So I'm not gonna go into great detail. Or one there, one, oh my God, the orientation of this camera. I gotta do it the reverse way. There's one there, there's one right there. So I've got it surrounded by 3 traps. I really want to get some urine. I thought I had fox urine with me. I don't. I have bobcat urine. And I know bobcats kind of like do a different thing with their urine. I'm probably going to put some bobcat urine on it, but I meant to have fox urine on me. I've had it there for 3 days with no urine, and I haven't seen any activity. That could just be coincidence. So, but we'll put some urine there. See what we can do. I don't think bobcat urine would hurt it. All right. And we'll go down the line. I really don't have a ton of traps out right now. This winter's been pretty brutal. It's hit fast and hit hard. But I like that because the type of trapping I'm doing when these animals get forced through the deep snow, there's a lot of challenges, but there's also a lot of benefits because you got to figure, one, they get hungry, start to come to bait. So soon we're gonna start using bait. 2, they really have a hard time moving through the woods. At least it's not as easy. And so they really start to form trails. A lot of the animals will start to reuse the same trails. Also, obviously with snow, there's tracks. You can see where things are going, but when we get this heavy snow, the animals get kind of pent up, and it can create situations where it's easier to funnel them with blind sets. So that's kind of what we're doing. I just have those 3 out there. I've got 2 blind sets up there. I've only got 5 traps out right now, and just in 2 locations. I'm gonna thaw out my urine and then we'll check these other sets. All right, managed to get some slushy urine out there. And just to show you, I've got a trap basically right there. Got a trap right there, and I've got a trap right there. Yeah, right where I know where my traps are. That's a good thing. So really, it's amazing. The wind will just kind of clean that right up. That's one of the reasons I love that log set. You don't really ever have to, you don't even have to like clean it up. So maybe that urine will help our chances. We're going down the line, and we'll come back here tomorrow. You know, we start our days with great ambition as trappers. You know, because this morning I knew I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna take advantage of daylight, and I'm gonna set like 9 really good coyote traps. Then you get out, you make some coffee, you get a phone call from your mom or your wife needs your help with something, or you have a job If you have a job like me, that's hard. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, dang, I'm all out of luck because now it's 2 p.m. and it gets dark by 4:30. Sunset is at 4:45. The daylight, it just slips out of your hands. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really an early morning person. I know a lot of people who trap are up at 6 a.m. to go check their traps at dawn. I'm more of a 8:30, 8:45 a.m. riser, and then I have my coffee. Oh, I better focus because I don't want to get stuck. Oh boy. Yeah. Sitting here blabbing as I get stuck. Ooh. I don't know who I would have come get me. So, we're not gonna get stuck. That's the plan. I don't know how much longer I can keep driving in here like this. We're getting dumped on with more snow today. I started making a little trapping rap. It's kind of dumb, kind of corny, and it's not fully developed, but it goes something like this. Trying to catch a Yote MB550 on a chain with a drag on it and a tag on it with my name, cause the DEC be hunting, they would catch me if they can. Got a target on my back like a big buck on private land or public land. Anyway, you'll see the finished song soon. Or maybe not. Maybe this won't even make the video. All right, so this is another area I had showed in my last video, or it's the same area where I had gang set it. I had a trap like right there in my last video. I've been watching the coyotes. I see they actually come through here and they go by that stump. And so I set the trap there. Hey, all right, well, we're out on the trap line. I walked in here to check one of my blind sets. We got a lot of snow. And there's something that happened. I didn't see anything. Trap is gone. Clearly the trap was gone. I dug around for it and I see there's some tracks going. It's on a drag, so I don't know if I have something. I've never caught something on a drag and not seen it. And there's been a lot of snow, so we're gonna have to see what happened. I went back and got my gun and my headlamp and a coat, and we're gonna see. I showed you guys this location earlier in the year. There's a big blockage. I had a trap under there. I still do, actually. When the snow came, I realized the coyotes are actually going by here. They're going right through here. And I don't know if they pee on that, but that log, they walked right by it. And that's where my trap was. I see, like I said, we got a lot of snow. It looks to me this is where it went. Through there, let me walk around. There's a lot of snow. I'm just gonna leave the camera going. See what happens here. You know, sometimes they're loud, these critters, and vocal, and you hear it right away. Sometimes it's almost freaky because they hide and they're quiet and you get right up to them. Maybe, I mean, sometimes they get out too. I don't. Oh, there's something. I hear the change. I'm close to it, but I don't. I don't know what Hey, we got a Yote. That's a nice coyote. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. All right, we're gonna dispatch him. Wow. I gotta say, I've been a trapper for a long time. Dispatched plenty of animals. I'm really just starting to get decent at coyote trapping. Actually, I feel like I'm starting to master it. I used to struggle so much to catch coyotes, and now I'm catching coyotes. But before I toot my own horn too much, my point, I'm not used to dispatching coyotes because I'm just just having to. And, you know, it's kind of weird. They look just like a dog. And I've got a dog. Actually, my dog is 15. He's a dachshund. He has IVDD right now, and his back legs are kind of going paralyzed. And he's in the car, actually. He has a perianal hernia. He's like 87 in people years, if you were to convert his age. But it's just kind of weird, you know. But there's a moment where it's like, it's okay, buddy, you know. Like, as I'm sitting here doing this, I'm just being very real with you. The thing about animals in nature, this coyote has killed countless animals. He's probably eaten deer alive slowly. He's killed rabbits. And you know, the rabbit doesn't feel like the victim. The rabbit doesn't look at the coyote and think, oh my God, you evil monster. They just realize they've been defeated. And when you trap and you dispatch a coyote, I think it's so important to do it respectful. I'm not about, you know, like I put a hole in the fur and I shoot him in the chest. I don't shoot him in the head, because if you miss the head, it can get really hairy. I just put a bullet through the lungs, and if it's not doing the job, I do it again, because I don't like to see an animal suffer. But in that moment where they realize, you know, they're passing, and they look at you, it's an important thing to be honorable about the way that you just make it peaceful, reassuring. They don't look at you like you're an evil person. They look at you and they just know they've been bested. You know, they know that they've been beat, and they know that's the cycle of life. People think trappers don't have empathy, and it is not true, guys. I mean, I have a big heart. I think, though, that by participating in the actual cycle of life, you know, this stuff happens. When we eat chicken, it's not like nothing dies. We just like to separate ourselves from that. And then there's so many people out there just living off of a whole industry of farmed food, and you know, they just don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to see it. And then over time, people believe it just doesn't happen, or they think that like somehow, you know, like people that trap or hunt are bad people. And it's like, no, you're just like, you've just deluded yourself to the reality of life, because you don't actually participate in that. You hire a factory farmer to do it. Unless if you're a true vegan, you know, if you're a true vegan, and I get that, I respect that. You know, to each their own. But I don't know, anytime I've ever had a conversation with a real anti-trapper in real life, it's not hard for them to then understand that this is just something they've never been educated about, never been exposed to. It's just a part of real life, guys. You know, that coyote doesn't have any more of a right to go and kill a red fox or kill a rabbit or a hare than we do to kill him. You know, it's the Wild West out there. It's nature. I can't. Ooh, fuck. Gun safety lesson, guys. Gun safety lesson right there. I feel stupid about that. Maybe I'll take that out of the video. No, I'm not afraid to look stupid once in a while, because I at least look like a successful coyote trapper. Fascinating. Guys, I really don't have any traps out, and I'm not running it very hard. Sometimes you got to just keep it simple, be patient. You do have to come and actually adjust the sets, make sure they're not frozen, get the snow off of it, and just keep at it. Keep it simple. Once again, good catch right on the pad, MB 550. Or actually, that's a Duke 550. All right, I'll get this guy out of here. Damn, I gotta tell you, winter hit hard and fast this year. We got like literally 2.5 or 3 feet of snow already, and it's cold. I gotta get this guy into the truck. I'm freezing. Hey guys, I'm here in my house, and I just figured I think it's appropriate to show you something I do about scent control, which is new for me this year. I think it's making a big difference. Number one, the most important thing, I think, I have this pair of muck boots. I didn't used to wear muck boots. You know, I would just wear any boots or shoes. These muck boots, first of all, they're great. They're great boots. They're sealed, they're warm, they're waterproof. But if you wear a good pair of boots like that and you tuck your pants into the boots, that's very important, tuck your pants into the boots. I think that does a huge number on scent control, because it's your feet that end up walking around And you know, it's even best to leave these outside of your house. That would be ideal. The other thing I've been doing, which I don't know, I don't know if I should endorse it because I don't know if it's the factor, you know, but I've been using these downwind odor eliminating laundry bombs and these odor eliminating dryer sheets. And so I don't know, I've noticed this year in particular, I am really succeeding with the scent control. I haven't had any coyote figure me out this year. So that is what I would attribute it to mainly. And when it comes to hands and gloves and stuff, I do carry a pair of black rubber gloves, or I have a box of them actually in the car. So I think what's most important is if you do handle lure or bait, that you wear gloves as you're doing that, take them off, wear a separate pair of gloves as you're setting the traps. But I'll be honest with you, I also, every now and then, you know, when winter hits and we get this deep snow, I do sometimes use my bare hands. I think it's most important if you're gonna use your bare hands on the traps though, that like, you know, just pay attention to what you've been doing before. If you just ate a Big Mac at McDonald's, then probably not a good idea to use bare hands on your traps. So, you know, logic, common sense, just simple stuff. But I think that those muck boots honestly are my biggest scent control solution that is helping me out. I'll see you in the next one.